Hello, my name's Lee. This is my channel, FPL Top 1K. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, hit that like button, leave a comment below, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, so game week 25, 63 points, not too bad considering the average was only 47. Nice green arrow moving up to 8,452. Got to be happy with that. Step in the right direction, considering as well that only 4 of my players returned points, the other 7 blanked. So looking at them players who did return points, Henderson in goal, first week for me in goal, gets me 10 points, gets a clean sheet and 3 bonus points. Then you got Alexander-Arnold gets a clean sheet. Holgate gets an assist. Unfortunately, he gets a yellow card with that as well, so it's only the 3 points. And then my captain, Mohamed Salah, gets me 32 points. Fantastic. The second week now on the trot, he's got back-to-back double-digit hauls. So another great display there from Mohamed Salah. Just looking at some of the players who didn't do that well, for me, points-wise. Jack Grealish, even though he put in a superb display against Bournemouth, was heavily involved in everything they did, was unlucky really not to return any points this week, but hopefully he can change all that in the next game week. Then we got Danny Ings. I decided to put Danny Ings in against Liverpool, even though they are playing pretty amazingly defensively. That didn't pay off, but I was hoping Danny Ings going back to his old team. You never know, he could well have got something there, but it wasn't to be. Now he's got some great fixtures coming up, so I'm quite optimistic with Danny Ings that he's going to return some points very soon. Now John Lundstram, bit of a strange one. John Lundstram, he didn't start again in game week 25. Now his manager has come out and praised John Lundstram for his attitude and how he played against Crystal Palace when he come on. Now he has played really well all season. He's got 3 goals and he's got 3 assists, which is brilliant from a £4 million defender. Now, although the manager has come out and praised him, he has said that there is now competition for his place. Now this could well spur John Lundstram on, and he could even start in the next match. So we'll see what happens there, but his starting place is certainly not guaranteed, so he could well be on the way out, as I did say in the last video. So we'll have to see. I'm gonna give him one more week and see how he play. Well, see how he starts first of all, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so game week 26. This is how my team's going to line up for game week 26. Henderson in goal at home to Bournemouth. Fantastic keeper. He's top of the goalkeeper league, so he's got the most points out of all goalkeepers in FPL. And if we look at his fixtures coming up, no reason why he can't stay there for a little while longer. He's got some great fixtures. Even though he blanks, he's got a blank in game week 28. Still a little bit undecided what I'm going to do there. I think I'm possible I might bring in a second goalkeeper, or I might just play that week with no keeper, because what I don't want to do is spend money on a keeper if I'm only going to play him for that game week 28. I know Henderson does play against Manchester United. That could possibly be coming up soon. Might be as early as game. Let's have a look. I've got a feeling it's game week 31. Yeah, it is game week 31. So he's going to blank there as well. So game week 28 and game week 31, Dean Henderson is going to blank. The reason he's going to blank in game week 31 is because he can't play against Manchester United, who are his parent team. So he's going to blank there. So possibility I may well get another keeper in. And if I get another keeper in, the likelihood it could be McCarthy, or it could be the Newcastle goalkeeper, because Newcastle have got some good fixes coming up as well in those weeks. So moving on to the defence. Stevens at home to Burnley. Jack Stevens, and if we look at his fixtures, he's got some good fixtures ahead. So I'm quite optimistic for some points returns there. Alexander-Arnold, don't really need to say too much about him that we don't already know. Again, got some fantastic fixtures coming up. Yeah, see, they're all good. They're all good. So he's a starter for me every week. Mason Holgate. Now, Mason Holgate at home to Crystal Palace, but if we go to his fixtures after Crystal Palace, they're not looking too clever. So he may well be sitting on the bench for those matches there. But if he does, then we're going to have to do something about John Lundstram, because I don't think Williams is not a guaranteed starter for me. Manchester United player. Williams, let's have a look at his fixtures there. Yeah, see, Brandon Williams may not get too many minutes in those matches, so I'm going to need a guaranteed starter with that in mind. So John Lundstram may have to make way for perhaps Lascelles from Newcastle. Newcastle got some good fixtures coming up, so I could well swap out John Lundstram for Lascelles at Newcastle. Now moving on to midfield, Mohamed Salah away to Norwich. He's going to be my captain again. Don't need to say anything about him. We already know how good he is. Now, Kevin De Bruyne at home to West Ham. I feel he's going to get some return points there for me, whether they're attacking points or whether they're assists. I'm very optimistic that Kevin De Bruyne is going to be in on the points there. Now, Sadio Mane. I've left this video as late as I possibly can, hoping to get some more information about Sadio Mane. But if we look, his muscle injury, he's got a 75% chance of playing. Now that's pretty good. That's not too bad. 75% chance. I'm quite happy with that. Considering as well, we've still got a few more days to go until Liverpool play. And looking at those fixtures, yeah, they've got some brilliant fixtures ahead. So really, if Sadio Mane can come back in that next game, he would prove to be a brilliant differential, because a lot of FPL managers have sacked him off already. So his ownership has gone right down. So if he can come back against Norwich, and if he can get some attacking returns there, they could well prove. Sadio Mane could well prove to be a brilliant differentiator. Now Jack Grealish, he's at home to Spurs, and he's a standout player in that Aston Villa side, but unfortunately he doesn't have the players around him. So I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried about Jack Grealish. And if we look at his fixtures, they ain't too hot. Southampton away, all right. Tottenham at home, he could well get some attacking returns there. Southampton away, I feel would be as difficult as Spurs at home. And then he's got the blank in game week 28. So he really is on that transfer list for me, Jack Grealish. We're going to see how he goes. And then moving on to attack, we've got Danny Ings. Now Danny Ings has got some great fixtures coming up, and he's fixture proof. He can score against anyone, even though he didn't score against Liverpool. It wasn't through want of trying, and he did have some opportunities there. He just couldn't put them away. Now he's blanked in the last 3 game weeks, so hopefully this week at home to Burnley, he can get back in amongst those goals and assists. Now Calvert-Lewin home against Crystal Palace, quite optimistic for Calvert-Lewin to return some points. And then, as we see with Mason Holgate, the fixtures after that are not looking too clever. Now, moving on to Jamie Vardy and Leicester City. If we look at Jamie Vardy, how he's performed recently, he hasn't done too well. Now, in the last 7 matches, he's only returned 1 assist. Now, that's not good. That's not good. So we need to keep an eye on him. However, I'd be very surprised if I let go of him. He's done brilliantly all season. Okay, he hasn't done well in the last 7 games, but I do feel he's been a tad unlucky in some of those matches. He missed a penalty in one of those matches quite recently. So I'm hoping that he will get back into scoring ways. And again, if we check out his fixtures, Wolves away, he could get something in that game. Man City at home. Yeah, I feel he could get something, and then he's got a pretty decent run for half a dozen matches or so. So I'm not going to get rid of him. If we move down onto the subs bench, Brandon Williams we've already spoke about. I don't think he's going to get many minutes. John Lundstram, I think he's on his way out. Now James Maddison, he hasn't done that well. Now he hasn't returned any points, or he hasn't returned many points in about the last 10 games. If we have a quick look at how he's done, yeah, he's got 1 goal, I think, in the last 10 games. So he's right up there with Jamie Vardy. He hasn't been playing well as late, but hopefully he can turn that around. He's got a couple of dodgy matches, and then they've got a pretty good run. So he is on the transfer list. He is on my transfer list out, and we'll have to see how he performs in the next match. I've got 1 transfer in the bank, and I'm not planning on using it this week. So next week I'll have 2 transfers, and I could well do 4 points. So what I'll do, I'll see how this team go in game week 26. Hopefully we can get another green arrow, and but I've got a feeling I'm going to make at least 2 transfers. Who they're going to be, probably out of John Lundstram, James Maddison, Calvert-Lewin, and could be them 3. So and Jack Grealish. So it's out of those 4 really. We'll see. Okay, well I think that's it then for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Hit that like button and leave a comment below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.